And we will put it here. Let me copy again this. And we will put this here. Is it working now? Let us see. Chat. Hello, guys. Yeah. I think it's fine, right? It should be working. Yeah. Let us. Where is this chat here? Is it here? Okay. Great. Hello, guys. So we have today another live session. And it's a pleasure to meet you again here. And we will be doing today two things. Let me know if everything is nice, if you can hear me, if it's everything going all right, if it's not too loud or if there are no other things. Hi, Shristavardan. Nice to have you in the house. So I thought that today we will be doing two things. One will be related to discussing some basics, and then we will be going through some charts which are related to wealth. So this will be in the second step. All right. Okay, what is that? Okay. I hope everything is fine and you can hear me well. Let us put this here. Okay. Hi, Ligia. Nice to have you here. All right. So I think we can start right away with something which I was thinking about today on my walk. You know, on these walks, you are always getting some interesting ideas. So I was thinking about starting understanding of Jyotisha from the concept of or related. Where is that? It's here. Related to the weaknesses or affliction. Okay. So, for example, if we define affliction in the chart, then it is usually related. So it's like affliction, right? And we have basically three things when we are talking about the affliction, right? We have, it's either the planet is somehow touched, let's call it touched, by two malefics, at least, right? So let's put it like this. It's more or equal to two malefics. Then we have things related to bad house. Okay, so it can be also something in the bad house. This is also affliction. And there is also weakness. So it could be like planet is debilitated and planet is in the have some kind of weakness, right? There are many types of weakness. And when we are talking about these three types of weaknesses or afflictions, then we have to understand that they are basically related to because the affliction is in Sanskrit, we call it dosha. And this is related to bhava or the Lord level, okay? And this is something very fundamental and also something which we always start our analysis because it has this fundamental nice spectrum of houses when we can very easily understand what we are talking about, right? Is it about the relationship? Is it about the career life? Because the house will tell us what's going on. So also the other thing is that we have 12 houses there. So it has we could say the biggest umbrella of meaning, right? Like we have, let's say we have only 3 gunas, right? We have sattva, rajas, and tamas. So if we try to categorize things which are divided into three, it will be much more difficult than just going by the where is the chat? It's here. Let me see if we have anyone new coming. Gita Chordari, hello, nice to have you here in our session. Yeah, so that is the thing, right? Let me see if should be here. Okay, no, because there are other types of dosha in the chart, right? You may have a dosha related to panchanga, right? Like for example, being born on the new moon. This is something which we call the dosha related to panchanga. You may have also charakaraka dosha, right? Which means that there is a soul related problem, right? And also you may have affliction related to let's say vargas, right? Like something in the varga is not right. Also to this affliction, which we will be talking today, this tree, touched by two malefics, bad house and weakness, we can also add karaka. Because every planet in the chart will always fulfill these two roles, right? So you have one graha, we call it in Sanskrit graha. It will be related to its nature. For example, like Venus is about relationship, but also it will be related to its like a lordship of a house, right? For example, that Venus can be your ascendant lord. So it will be also not only controlling your relationship, but also controlling your, for example, health. So this is also something quite important. And we will be also now trying to, from these three, so this is very interesting because from these three types of affliction, we can really define the whole basics of understanding astrology. Okay, so there could be like everything which you need to understand the basics is in fact, this is, I didn't wanted that, how we were moving. Like here, right? So you can understand the full spectrum of what you need to understand to really start your astrology journey, right? Because, for example, if we talk about being touched by two malefics, first you need to understand what are the malefic planet in the chart, okay? And if we are talking about what it means to be touched, you need to understand the yoga. So how, especially the yoga formation. Yoga formation means how the planets are influencing each other. And here we know that the conjunction, right? So being in the one house is the first thing, but also we have something which is called aspect, especially for this afflicting aspect. So aspect which can afflict, it's called Graha Drishti. No? So now you are also learning how to understand the conjunction and also the Graha Drishti from this. No? Now, when it comes to bad house, this is giving you understanding about the houses, or in Sanskrit we call it bhavas. No? And for the weaknesses, you are here learning about the avashta, which means a state of planet, right? We have the exaltation, this is the strongest, and debilitation. So when you first draw your chart, I remember there is this excitement, right? How many planets I have exalted, how many planets I have debilitated, and so on. So this is the thing related to that. And when we are talking, let me see. Okay. Let's put it here. Yeah. And when we are talking about the which planet, right? So it is touched by two malefics, bad house and weakness, but what is afflicted, right? What is really going through this process? So here we are also learning need to learn what houses the planet lords, right? So lordship. And to understand the lordship, you need to understand how the signs are lorded by planets, right? Because it is the situation that when you're when you have, for example, in the first house you have Aries, then the first house will be lorded by Mars, because Mars is lording the Aries. Okay, let me see if we have some newcomers. Hello, Der Wolf. Yep, we have some stable people. So just for those who joined new, we are a little bit doing the basics today, and then we will be going through charts related to wealth. We will be going through some charts related to wealth. So I hope this first part, those who are already a little bit more advanced, you can still maybe get some inspiration or get some insight, or join a little bit later, like maybe 30 minutes later. All right. So when we are talking about the lordship of the signs, right, then also we need to understand where those signs are placed in the chart. No, so, no, this is the first thing, right? The placement of the signs. Where are those signs in the chart? And then, if you already know, then you need to understand the lordship, right? So which planet are lording those signs? No? This is quite important. And now, when we are going to the first thing, right, the placements. So we have like two types of the chart, right? In the south chart, this is the square one, like this. Here we are starting, the Aries is always here, right? So this is you also, to understand the placements of the chart in the chart, you also need to understand what is the natural order, right? So it's always Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So this order is always the same. It doesn't change when we are talking about the charts. No? So in the square, in the south chart, we are going in the clockwise direction, and the Aries is always here. Okay, so here is Aries, here is Taurus, here is Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. No? So this is how these signs are distributed in the chart. Okay, this is the south chart. And then, depending on your hour, you can be born in different time of the day, right? You could be born on 10 a.m. or you could be born on 12. So this will decide where is your first house. And that first house is called ascendant. So you may have ascendant here in Gemini, right? And then, because Gemini is loaded by Mercury, you will find where is Mercury and you will count those houses. For example, Mercury will be here, right? And you can say, oh, my ascendant lord is in the fourth house, because in the ascendant you have Gemini, and Gemini is loaded by Mercury, and Mercury is in the fourth house. So this is basically how it works. Okay. Now there is also the diamond chart, right? Diamond charts, which looks like this. Now, this diamond chart, we say that it may not be Vedic, right? So it may come from, or maybe inspired more by Western astrologers, right? And though this type of chart, this diamond chart, which is called also North Indian type of chart, it is loaded. Here, the houses are always in the same place. So here will be the first house, here will be the seventh house, here is fourth house, and here is the 10th house, right? So in this sign, the signs are always in the same place. So this is we could call it the nature or God-centric chart, because here we have always charts in the same places, whilst here we have houses. So here the houses are always in the same places. So we can call it person-centric or native-centric or house-centric, right? So the person is here dominating the whole situation. So this is the diamond chart. And then where are the signs here? They are usually written by a number, right? So there will be some number here, like 6, 7, 8, 9, or it can be also symbol of a sign, and then you can know which sign are in those houses. No? And there is also a different type of chart, which is called Eastern type of chart or sun, right? So each of these we could call it, each of these charts is loaded by some planet. So this is related to the sun. And in our tradition, because our tradition is coming from Konarka, from Odisha, from Sambalpur, right, where Pandit Sanjay is coming, and there are the worship of the sun is quite strong. And here, just like in the this chart, this southern chart, so this is the eastern chart, right? The one on the top is the southern chart. So this is loaded by Jupiter, this is loaded by Venus, and this chart is loaded by the sun, right? So each chart also will be loaded by some planet. And this eastern chart here, also this is God-centric or nature-centric, right? So God or nature-centric. And this is because the signs are always in the same places. No? So here we have Aries is always here. So in those squares, they are signs which are movable, right? So Aries is here, Cancer is here, Libra is here, and Capricorn is here. And then by knowing the order of the signs, you can fill up the gaps, right? So here will be Taurus, Gemini, Leo, Virgo, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Aquarius, and Pisces. Okay, so this is the order we have here, right? All right. So what is important here to mention is that ascendant, just like in the south chart, depending on which hour you were born, will be in some place, right? Could be either in here, right? In the Taurus, you can have ascendant LG, right? Or it could be in Gemini, so the S will be here, or it could be in Libra, right? That will depend on the time in which you were born, okay? So that will depend on the time. You may have ascendant in Capricorn, you may have ascendant in Aquarius, right? So this ascendant will change like every 2.5 hour average. Because if you divide 24 hours into 12, it will be like 2 hours. So it depends. Libra is always in the northern hemisphere. Libra is the longest. Aries will be shorter sign. No? So depending also where you are born. Okay, so this is the Eastern chart, and we are advising to use this chart in our tradition because it somehow unify the left and right hemisphere of the brain, because it has this wealth of Jupiter and also wealth of the Venus, right? So we have this circular thing because it's like a circle because of this diagram here, the lines which are dividing those squares, but also it has those square nature, which is like a structure. So it has this Jupiter, right? So it has this creativity of a Venus and this flexibility of Venus, but also it has this square thing of the Jupiter. Okay. If you have any questions, guys, I think for you it's quite hi Sanjay Mishra. I think for you it's quite obvious and basic, and you know this already. But for the newcomers, this could be a nice video to always refer if they want to learn some basic. You know? So this is the placement of the signs, right, in those three types of chart. If you can, my advice is to start straight away with the Eastern type of chart, because that is also Sun type of chart, and for astrology we know that the Sun is also the Sun is Jyotisha. Surya is, we say Surya is Jyotisha. All right, and the thing which I wanted now to go is that the second thing when we talk about the signs is the lordship, right? So the lordship is very nicely also understood when we talk about the chart, because if we take this chart, how to go down? I don't want this. If we go now down, right, and we draw again this chart, Eastern chart, then we will see how beautifully we can derive the lordship, right? So here we have Cancer. Remember, in those square signs, we had those. Maybe let's put it here so you can see it. Here is the Leo. No? So Cancer is loaded by the Moon. So here we have like the kingly pair, right? Here we have the King, Sun, and Moon, which is the Queen. So King and Queen, right? Then here, so if we go one more, right? So you need to understand that this is like point of reference. We are starting from here. And then if we are going here one, this will be Mercury. And this also will be Mercury. So Gemini and Virgo are lorded by Mercury. Then if we go, I should use green for that, lost opportunity, aesthetical opportunity lost. Here we have Libra, right? And here we have Taurus. Sorry, here we have Taurus. So this is Venus loading Taurus, and this is Libra here, which is also loaded by Venus. So we can see the same planet. If we go one more, let's go one more. Here we have to use red because we are talking about Mars. So Aries and Scorpio are loaded by Mars. So you see the two signs. So this is an easy way to remember. Then we are going to Jupiter, right? So here we have Pisces and here we have Sagittarius, and they are lorded by Jupiter. And then the last one, Saturn is here, right? Lording Aquarius and Capricorn. So this is how the logic, right, behind the lordship. And also this is a nice way to remember how the lordship is working here. So you need to, this is something we need to memorize, right? first of all, where those planets are placed, where those signs are placed. So this is about the signs, right? The signs are very elementary thing to remember, that where they are placed and where which planet are lording those signs. Now, when it comes to the nature itself, because the people have many flowery description of the internet, especially about the nakshatras and about the signs. People are attracted to getting the whole, we could say, prediction based on the one sign or one nakshatra, right? Because it is resembling the tarot. Those who are attracted to tarot also will be attracted to those situations when from one thing we can somehow got many details unpacked. But is it possible, right? This is our question. Is it possible to derive many permutations of details from one card, right? Or one sign? It's not really possible. No? Therefore, we have to be a little bit technical, and our tradition is therefore a little bit technical because we want to get some more details, right? We are quite event-based astrology, and we have those aspirations to attain or to get some kind of details by prediction. No? But anyway, when it comes to understanding the signs, three things are very important. First is mobility. Second is the lordship. And third is the tattva, or the nature of a sign. Okay? So if you will learn those three, then you will know everything about each sign. You don't need to learn this flowery thing, those descriptions. Like there are books which has 300 pages, right? And there is 20 pages for one sign, right? It's not needed. You can derive everything. So we believe in derivation, right? Our school believes in derivation. You can derive everything from these three, right? For example, let's get Scorpio, right? Scorpio is loaded by Mars and Ketu. It is fixed sign, and it is mobility, lordship, and tattva, right? And it is watery, right? So fixed. You see, there are two worst signs in the zodiac, Scorpio and Aquarius, they say, right? And both are fixed. So one thing is fixed water, right? Should the water be fixed? This is an interesting concept, right? How the water can be fixed. And Aquarius is the same. How the air, because the Aquarius is the airy sign, can be fixed when air is a vata, right? So if there is no more movement to your air, then we know what it is, right? It's not very auspicious. And so this is Scorpio. So if you want to understand Scorpio, everything, you can write your own book about Scorpio, just combining those three things, right? Fire, fixed, and watery. This will give you all what you need to know about the Scorpio. All right, so that is the thing about the. Oh, this is not what I wanted. Will I have it? Please, yes. That would be. If we will lose everything, that would be funny. All right. But how I can? I can move. Okay. I can move. Right. So then we have something like touched by two malefics, right? So we have divide we have divide the planets here, right, into the benefics and malefics. And this is also quite interesting because this is related to the fire and air. So these are malefics, right? So we have Mars and Ketu, which are malefic, and we have also Saturn and Rahu, which are airy. No? So Aries, Saturn, Rahu, fiery Mars, Ketu, and Sun is also here, right? So these are malefics planets. And we have also here, the benefics would be the watery, the Akash, which is the ether, and the earth, right? So here you can learn. Hi, Deva, nice to have you here. So this is Moon, Venus, right? Here we have Akasha, which is Jupiter, and here we have Earth, which is Mercury. Moon, Venus, Jupiter, Mercury. All right, so that is how we derive the malefic and benefic, right? So then, if you understand that malefics can afflict, this is very important when we are learning about the curses in the chart, how to define a main curse in the chart. We say that planet is cursed when it is afflicted by two malefic grahas, right? And Mercury is the Prithvi, it's the earth element, right? In our tradition. So this is important now to understand how these planets may afflict. So if you have a planet in the chart, right? Like let's say you have a chart and you have Venus here, right? Nice Venus. So if Venus has contact with two malefics, then we say that it is afflicted by, this is like a curse, right? So for example, if Venus would join, maybe let's change the color. If Venus would join, let's say Rahu and Mars, then it's like a curse. It's very afflicted. So if you have two, Jaime here, nice to have you here. If you have two malefics on a planet, then we are talking about the affliction. So if you want to check which planets are afflicted in the chart, then of course we have those three, right? It is either touched by two malefics, it is in a bad house, or it is weak. But is it only the being with two malefics which is a problem, right? Or there is something more? No. So we understand that there must be also, or there is other two types of afflicting position or mechanism, right? One is drishti, which is aspect, and one is also papakartari. No. So drishti means that being in aspected, and papakartari, that malefics in the second and 12, but it has to be in both, in second and in the 12, right? So for example, if we use if we say that you have Venus here, but Mars and Rahu are here, then this is also affliction. This is also afflicting the Venus. Which is most malefic, Mars or Saturn? Saturn, we say Saturn. Then Rahu is the worst. What if Sun and Mercury with Venus? Who wins? Sun is Krura and Mercury is benefic. Yeah, it depends also if they are combusted by Sun. If not, then we can say that the benefics, there are more benefics in the house. Okay. So this is also affliction. But there is also the drishti affliction. And to understand drishti affliction, you need to also understand the graha drishti. Graha drishti. And this is very easy to understand because first you have to understand that Ketu doesn't have any aspect. All inner planets, which are Sun, Moon, Venus, and Mercury, they are only aspecting 7th, right? So these are inner planets. And then there are outer planets, which are Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and then we have the node, right? The last node, Rahu. And this is also something you need to memorize. There is no shortcut for this, that Mars aspects 4 and 8 from its placement. Jupiter aspects 5th and 9. Saturn aspects 3rd and 10. And Rahu aspects also 5th and 9, just like Jupiter. But Jupiter is looking forward because 5th and 9th is about the time. So Jupiter is bringing the blessings from the past to the present, whilst Rahu is bringing the curses from the past to the present. So he's also transferring through the time. Therefore, it aspects 5th and 9th, and additionally 2nd, right? And plus 7. So also all of the planets, except Ketu, aspect 7th house from its placement, right? So now imagine if you have this Venus here in Capricorn, and you have Mars here and Rahu here, right? Then you have two malefics on that Venus, right? They are aspecting Venus. Why? Because Mars is aspecting 4th, right? 4th and 8, you see? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Mars is aspecting 4th planet from its placement, and Rahu is aspecting 2nd, right? 2nd, 9th, and 5th, and 7th. So if Rahu would be here, right? Or Rahu can be here, for example, also, then it also aspects the Venus. Or Rahu could be even here, right? Then it aspects the 9th, and Mars aspects the 4th. So this is also a curse, or is also a big affliction of the Venus. Even if those planets are not joining the Venus, they are very much afflicting the Venus. No? So this is very important, because for those who are starting astrology, they may not see that right away. They think, oh, this is the Venus is there, nicely placed, and that's it. No? But there is something, and there is something important hiding here. No? All right. So this is so now we see that if you understand the touched by two malefics, if you understand which planet is malefic and how it is either joining or aspecting, right, then you will understand this first type of affliction. No? The second house of affliction is that it has to be in the bad house. So now if we talk about the houses, right, which are in Sanskrit, we call them bhavas, then basically we can say that they are divided into good, which is called 1st, 4th, 7th, and 10th. And we have bad, right, which is 6, 8, and 12. And then we have like blessing accelerators, which is 5th and 9. These are Tripura, right? And from this, we can maybe first decide, right? The first house is about me, and 7. So something which is opposite to me are the others, right? So others are in the 7th. Similarly, 4th is place, so my home. And 10th is the work, outside, status, fame, okay? Ketu has zero drishti. I was using North chart, also up, yep. Yes. And 5th and 9th, these are like blessings, right? This is Purva Punya, blessings. So if these houses are connected to these, we talk about the Raja Yoga, which is the success, okay? Because it means that the blessing or the Lakshmi, right, has touched some of the houses. No? Mihir is asking, should we consider Mars malefic for Aries ascendant and Saturn? Yes, they are malefic by Naisargika Karaka or Naisargika lordship, but there is something also Tatkalika lordship. So per Tatkalika, there will be benefics. No? because they are lording the ascendant. So the ascendant lord will never be bad, right? For the house. All right. No? So then we have 6, 8, and 12. 6 is about enemy. 8 is about the debt, right? And 12 is about the loss. Now these two, 6 and 8, are also showing disease. 8 is also showing divorce. No. 12 may show hospitalization. And 6 may show the accidents also. No? Enemies, accidents, our weaknesses also, and things like that. The big difference between 6 and 8 is that the 8 is something we did in the past life, and we are just taking suffering because of this house, whilst 6 may be more related to problems which are caused by our weaknesses. No? Like, for example, you are addicted to gambling or addicted to other things, and this is causing the problem. No? So 8 house is like a bad car, and 6 is like you are drunk in the car and driving. No? So therefore, we can say that 6 may be, from this perspective of creating a new karma, bad, no? Because it's also a trika house, which is related to free will. So it's like kriyamana, you are creating something bad for the future. This is 6th house. Whilst 8, because it's 12 from the 9th, you are just burning the karma. So if you have disease created by 8th house, even if it may be harder, from some perspective, it's better because it is like ending. You are burning the karma. No? Not only disease, any problem, because 8th house may give many, many, many different problems. It's like calamity, right? In the text also they call it like calamity or durga. They are those different Sanskrit terms which are trying to encompass the whole type of problem which may come from the 8th house. No? And what is important to understand now, the all houses, right? Because we will see that, some houses are lacking. No? So then it is important to understand the concept of 2nd and 12, right? And houses which are 2nd from the Kendra, they are called Panafara, and those in the 12 from Kendra, they are called Apoklima. No? So just to understand what the 2nd house is doing and what the 12th house is doing, this can also give you a future understanding of what this is all about, right? So for example, if we take 4th house as a point of reference, the 3rd house is like a loss of mind, right? Because 4th is a mind. It's a shelter, it's home. So 3rd house is a loss of home, of a shelter, of security, right? While 2nd house is maintaining. It's a food. So 5th house is something which is giving the food to the mind. Therefore, the mantra is in the 5th. Because mantra means manasatraya, protection of the mind. No? Similarly, if you have 1st, 4, 7, and 10th, then 2nd, because the 1st house is about the health, then the 2nd will be the food, right? Whilst the 12 will be the sleep. The dreams are in the 9th house because it's 10th from the 12th. The karma of the sleep, what you are doing, right? Because in the dream, you are doing something. No? So for 4th with it, right? The 3rd house, it's a loss of mind, which can be depression and dushitya bhava, sad thoughts. I call it melancholia because depression may be too much. Depression is already a very stacked prediction, whilst if we call it melancholia, it's more granular, right? So, and 2nd from the 4th is the mantra. Now, 7th is relationship, right? 7th is relationship. So 12 from 7 is a loss. I don't have it. So it's being a single. 6th house is being a single. While 2nd from 7 is sustenance, right? Sustenance of relationship. And if that sustenance is breaking, then it is leading to divorce. Similarly, if food is ending, it is death. Therefore, second house can give death. If the fifth house is ending, if your memory is falling, it can give dementia, or if it's even worse, it can give you psychosis. Fifth house can give psychosis. Now, the ninth is a loss of tenth, right? So it may bring a resigning from tenth, or something which is the other very important meaning of the 12th house is also something which is before, right? So second is also before. So before career life, you have studies and specialization. Therefore, ninth house has to do with specialization. No? And the 11th house is the gains, because after you do the karma, right? So 12 is after. What comes after? No. The second is also the wealth and resources. The wealth may be also in the form of human resources. For example, second from 7 are the in-laws, right? Because these are the second of the 7. These are the wealth. This could be loans, right? So wealth of other people, second from the 7th. So by this magic derivations, again, you don't need to read 20 books and find some kind of exotic description and things like that. You will just get the root understanding. And if you will have this, then no one can shake you. If you are going by this logical or derivation or Agni, fiery type of learning astrology by logic, then you may not have so much flowery things. You may not be so poetic in your understanding of Jyotisha, but you will be definitely unshaken. You will have very strong foundation, right? Because now if someone will tell you, oh no, third is not depression, then you will say, okay, maybe not, but it's definitely 12 from the 4th, right? And this thing it cannot be moved, right? So if you learn by derivation, then also no one can push you back, right? No one can. You will be very strong. The wind will come, but you will stay. You will know doubt, right? Okay, so that was about the houses. So we can say now that the planet or the Lord is afflicted if it's in the 6th, 8th, or 12th, right? So if your Lagna Lord, which is ruling your intelligence, is going to 6, 8, or 12, we also may say that person may suffer mentally because their process of thinking is flawed to some extent. There is some flaw in your thinking, right? The flow may be related to yoga you have. The flow may be related to other things, but there is some flow in your thinking. No? So then this type of psychology, which is called cognitive psychology, which was promoted by John Burns, may work very nice for you. Like, for example, writing your thoughts and analyzing them, right? Are they really logical? Are they balanced? Or maybe they are not true. Maybe there is too much catastrophization, or there is other type of error in my thinking process. So your thinking process may be flawed if you have Lagna Lord in the Dushtana, right? So this is also type of affliction. If you have planet in the Dushtana, in the 6th, 8th, or 12th, it will afflict both the nature of the planet. So if you have Venus there, the relationship will suffer, or car, or happiness, or everything which is loaded by Venus. And also the houses which are loaded by Venus, they will also suffer. So if you have Lagna Lord in 8, the Asana and the Lagna, right? Lagna is Asana in the first house, which is showing your health, your fame. This will suffer, no? All right, let's see. We have some questions here. Should we consider Mars malefic? We did that. Even if benefic is 8th house, it's a curse. For the curse, we need 2 types of affliction, right? Like we said, conjunction, drishti, or papakartari. So there are third. So if we are talking about the curse, we need to have this, no? Gita Chaudhary is asking, why does debilitated 8th Lord in Kendra give a Raja Yoga? This is tricky. Yeah. There is three. This is complicated because there are three things here which can totally. I mean, four, but let's say three, right? One is it benefic malefic? Second is it weak or strong? And then we have is it retrograde? No? So this can really change the thing. No? But 8 Lord in the 10th house may make you bankrupt. So it's depends. It may be very good for longevity, but you may go bankrupt. Any Dushtana Lord in 10th house can make you going bankrupt or having a big financial problems, no? Especially related to your assets. Isn't 11th house is 6 from 6, so it is the most malefic. Yeah, in our tradition we say 11th is most malefic. Yeah. Second Lord goes to 6, leads to debt, but it's 5th from 2nd. So how do you derive this? 6 has nothing to do with the debt. The debt is in the 8. So 6th Lord in I mean, anything related to 8th house will be talking about the debt. We have also Davy Reynolds chart. I don't know if we will do it today. We have 50 minutes. Yeah. So 2nd Lord and 6th, if positive, can make you wealthy by conflicts or going to litigation, something like that. Yeah. Assume Jupiter in 8 and Mars, Saturn, Rahu associating. It's so bad. Assume it's 12th Lord. Jupiter in 8. Yeah, Jupiter in 8. And yeah, this is a challenge. Yeah. I mean, how it will, we could say, spill in your life, right? So we could say the root is problematic, but how it will spill depends on your Navamsha and Varga charts. This may totally, this may be something which can be for some person very problematic, whilst for other person it may not be so big thing. Thank you guys for being here today. We have only 7 people. I think it's either because we are doing basics or the Monday is not so popular. Usually we have more people, but hopefully this will be of benefit for those who will later come and are beginners. I hope they will benefit from that. And now weakness. I want to end this, right? Because this is giving you a really strong foundation. If you will think about this, this is everything you need to read the chart, right? So now we will be going through the weakness and strengths. That will be the last point. And if we will see the planets, they are strong and weak in the pairs. And this is very important to understand how this is giving also us understanding about the philosophy, right? So, for example, we know that Sun is exalted in Aries. So if you have Sun in Aries, your Sun is very strong. No, your Sun is very, very strong. And if you have Sun in a Libra, your Sun is very weak. No, and this is going reverse when you are taking the Saturn, because Saturn is getting debilitated in Aries and exalted in a Libra. I didn't put the drawing board. Okay. So this is one pair. Then we have Venus and Mercury. So again, you see, I'm trying to find some patterns which will help me to learn this in a fast way, right? So Mercury is exalted in Virgo and is debilitated in Pisces. And Venus is exalted in Pisces, right? And is debilitated in the Virgo. And if we go to, now again, we have a third pair, Mars and Jupiter. Mars gets exalted in Capricorn, where Mercury debilitates, you see? So Jupiter and Mars, they have a completely different nature. I mean, opposite. They are on the opposite peripheries of meaning. No? And Mars is debilitated in Cancer, and Cancer is exaltation sign for Jupiter. So Jupiter loves Cancer, whilst Mars hates Cancer, right? So there must be something in these two guys which is giving them totally different thing, right? All right, and then we have Rahu and Ketu. So you see, Rahu and Ketu are opposite in the same way. We always say, right, that Rahu and Ketu are opposites, but we don't say about Mars and Jupiter. Because in the same way, Mars and Jupiter are opposite, right? Or we don't say about Sun and Saturn, Mercury and Venus. So Rahu gets exalted in Gemini and debilitated in Sagittarius. And Ketu is exalted in Sagittarius and debilitated in Gemini. So if we think about it here to understand this, it is very helpful to understand which natural houses these signs are lording. Like Aries is the first house. Therefore, Sun is very important to self-identity and self-understanding, right? Identity. Whilst Saturn exalts in Libra, Libra is seventh. So seventh are people, right? So Saturn is like socialist. It's very much about other people. So he is thinking about equality. He gets exalted in Libra. Libra is networking, and Libra is also justice, right? So Saturn exalted is very justice-oriented, or any strong Saturn, while Sun is about identity, like me, right? I'm important. No? Similarly, Mercury is all about the sixth house, whilst Venus is about the 12th house, right? Because Venus exalts in Pisces. So Venus is about the 12th. 12 is about recovery, right? So Venus is natural, is the best plans to recovery. If you want to heal, then you need to have Venus on your side. No? Whilst Mercury is the sixth house, it's like a child, it's not yet developed. So but therefore it shows celibacy, or it shows community, right? Uncles, sixth house. And Mars is exalted in Capricorn, so it's 10th. So Mars is all about showing off, about the status, whilst Jupiter is exalted in the fourth. Fourth is about knowledge, about vidya, about happiness, right? So happiness of Mars is, oh, I need to show this person, that person, whilst Jupiter is just satisfied inside because he's doing dhyana, he is doing he's having knowledge and things like that. Now Rahu is exalted in the third house, right? Third house has to do with, I will do it on my own, research. So it's going from down to up. Rahu is analytical, right? And Ketu is deductive. Ketu is going from up to down. Rahu is going from up, from down to the top. Therefore, it's third house. It's like Ekalavya. I will do it on my own. Whilst Ketu is ninth house, it's a Sagittarius, right? I like to be in the temple. I like to meditate, and I will get it's deduction, right? Whilst Rahu is induction. So it's like I first, and if you have those plants in the Lagna, in the Ascendant, they will very much affect your thinking. Like I have Rahu in Lagna, so therefore I'm not going from the top to the bottom. I always start from the bottom and I then go to the top. This is also, we can call it grassroots. You know this word? Grassroots movement. Grassroots. This is very much Rahu thinking. And you see, Rahu is exalted in Gemini, right? This is the grass. Nah. So, what it means, how I'm preparing my YouTubes. I'm not going the Ketu way. Like, for example, today I will do a YouTube about marriage, and this will be about divorce, right? So I will find, it's like Ketu. I'm going from the top. right? I have some idea, and now I will find examples which will prove that my idea is right. This is the Ketu thinking, right? We can also call it, this may be a little bit already gray area, so you need to be a little bit careful here, but we can call it that because Rahu is going from experience, right? So we could say that Rahu, it is more empiricism, right? Empiricism. Like in the philosophy, you were always having those two opposite views, right? It was empiricism and it was rationalism. So Ketu is rationalism because it already has some theory, and he is trying to find examples which will justify that theory, right? So it was like Cartesian, right? Cartesian in philosophy. I don't know what is the exact English name, but I think you know what I'm talking about, I hope. So he was starting from he tried to find the one thing which is sure and then expand from that, right? So he is one of the big rational philosopher, right? But there were also empirists, I think Bacon, right? Or others who were starting from first experience. And for example, the researchers, therefore researchers are Rahu, right? Or those people, you know the YouTube commentary, right? There is a special type of YouTube channels which are about the commentary. And this means that first I collect some granular, unitary thing. And then if I have them collected, then I'm building category from that, from the category, another category, and then I have my YouTube video, right? So you know those commentary channels, right? They are very popular. So this is Rahu, because first I need to have something which will inspire me to create the topic, right? So I don't have topic first constructed, prepared. Whilst if that would be Ketu, then he will start. He will like for January we will be talking about, like, there are those astrologers. For me, it's really I couldn't be working like that because that would destroy the whole fun. But there are astrologers who are doing videos like next video will be about marriage, then the wealth, right? Then relationship. So they are starting from you know what I mean. I think that we don't need to spend more time on this. Okay, let's go to the questions here. Assume Jupiter in 8. Okay, should we do any sadhana or mantra for astrology? Yes, definitely. Like you can start with Vyam Vyasadevaya Namah, or you need to do sadhana, yeah. When 4 malefic planets like Sun, Mars, Saturn, Rahu afflicting ascendant, it can create mental health issues. Not really. We have to also understand that ascendant, when it comes to mental health, is more about cognitive things like Asperger or ADHD or autism, things like that. No? For mental health, you need more like 12th house or 4th or 5th. 5th can be very serious, like psychosis or things like that. Mercury is consciousness and gets debilitated in Pisces. House of unconsciousness can't do thinking. Very interesting point. Yes, that's true. Therefore, Mercury is very bad for meditation, right? If you have overthinking, if you have this gain-related thinking, because Mercury is those... Mercury, if your ascendant is Mercury, you will not go to things which you will not gain. Mercury is very gain-oriented because it's Rajasic Graha. Right? Venus is also gain-oriented, but it's more poetic and romanticism, and it's activist, and Venus loves sacrifice. Therefore, 12. You see, when we talk about Venus, immediately the 12th house comes into the picture. Marriage, sacrifice, and what was the third one? And rehabilitation, therapy, right? This is 12th house. If you want to heal, you need Venus, right? The white cells. White cells is Venus. If you have a weak Venus, your immunology may be weak, no? If the Aruda Lagna is moved to stronger sign, does the second house then become the new? Recently, my Guruji taught me a little bit some new things about Aruda, so I will Um, skip that question. Cancer is comfort, right? That's why Mars hates it. Army commander, never take rest. Jupiter is a teacher. He likes peace and comfort. Yes, yes, yes. Mars is, if there are those peoples who are, they are those guys, right? It's like compensation mechanism, right? Who are very beating their wives. I mean, this is horror, right? We shouldn't normalize that. But those who are very conflicting in house. This is not a place to show off, right? This is not a place for competition. If you want to compete, go outside, do something, show us, right? It's like, it's also like in the internet. You see, there are haters who are like the keyboard warriors. No, they are writing these bad comments. Oh, you are not teaching us anything new. When you will be teaching us that? You are only doing the post examples, right? So they are sitting at home and they are doing the martial thing. But then if you meet them in life, right, they are like small dogs, right? Like you have those on the Instagram, there are those videos, like two dogs are separated through the doors. They are like barking. And then when you remove the door, then suddenly they are like, ooh, they are peaceful and so on. Huh? This is also interesting. When you meet people in person, then you will see that there are so many nuances, right? So the online world has very reductionist function, right? Reductionist way of working, right? Like even for me, if I see some people, then it's like heuristic, right? By heuristic, I'm simplifying the thing to understand the world better. But then I meet those people in life, right, which have totally opposite view than me, then still we can find many things which are common to us. We can talk, we can speak. Of course, there are things which are no-go to me, right, like racism or other things. But I mean, like different views, but still within some accepted for me things. Then we can see that if we are online, we are very much simplifying the thing. We are reductionist in nature. We can be more judgmental. But when you meet those people in life, you can see, oh, this is a very nice person, right? This is a very nice person. So this is also how Mars, right, in the Cancer it's not the place for him, right? If you want to show off, if you want to compete, do something, do sports, right? Try to learn kickflip. How fast you will learn kickflip will take you 1 year, 2 years, or maybe 1 month, and so on, right? Or any other thing, right? Okay. If the Aruda Lagna, Cancer, how do you have Rahu in Lagna? Your facial features are good. Rahu gives unconventional facial features or hat. Interesting, no? Yeah. If Rahu is in Lagna, because as we said last time, the planets in the ascendant, they will often more so, we called this unpopular names, which are used by teenagers, this aura, right? Aura or vibe. This is more boomer or Gen Z thing. The aura or vibe, right? So if people have Rahu in the ascendant, they may be hard to, people are not trusting them so easily. And this also may come from situation because they are thinking about, because Rahu thinks at the same time about many things at once, right? So he is not like dedicated. If you speak to someone with Rahu, he will not like listen to you and be with you all the time, right? He will have those divided consciousness. So one part is listening to you, and there is other part, like meta part, or maybe not meta, depending how you want to define it. There will be other part which will be filtering something, doing something else. And when you see that there are two streams working together, then this is not good, right? You are thinking, oh, this person, something is wrong about this person, huh? Also depends how Rahu is placed, because Rahu exalted is like Jupiter, Rahu debilitated is like Saturn. So also the lordship, right? Like 9th lord, Rahu is like Jupiter. 4th lord, Rahu is like the moon. internally, right? So the lordship nature also needs to be taken into account. Rajesh Shakya, nice to have you here. Nice to have you here. And A7 versus Upapada. Yeah, Upapada is someone you want to marry. A7 is more about just enjoying, right? It could be also business partners. So this is like all people you will meet and they will be somewhat remembered, right? So there will be many people coming into your life. All those people which are coming into your life, they are 7th house. But among those people, those who will build something in your life or destroy, there will be A7, right? So those people whom you decide to be with for some time and not give, right? Because love is giving. Kama or desire is taking. So A7 is more taking, right? I want to enjoy. Upapada is more giving. Is Ketu Karaka of dogs? I think it's Mercury. Mercury, yeah. 6th Lord Mars exalted in 8th house. Is decent or great? 6th Lord related to 8 can give diseases, no? Yeah. Rahu and Lagna makes person fighter for father. I didn't. Maybe. I don't know that. Okay, guys. I think, now we have like 8 people. All right. Guys, it was a pleasure. I think I've prepared, I can show you. So you will believe me. Let's see how to do it. Yes. So we have some charts. And I just wanted to go through them. Let me just see. These are charts which are showing different types of financial problems. No? And especially interesting for me are those who are more now. So there are different ways how the finances were causing a problem. No? Like for example, we have this Coppola chart. Francis Coppola, right? He's the one of the biggest directors. And he basically had some issues for finances, big issues, right? Like almost, or it was bankruptcy related to, he wanted to build some own studio and he created, it was some to the movie Pinocchio related. And you can see the scandal, right? Mercury, 10th Lord, Sun, Saturn. No? It has to be confirmed in other charts to show the wealth. And yeah, then we have this Debbie Reynolds. This is also a very interesting chart. She got totally destroyed by the debt of her spouse, second spouse. So second spouse left her with debt, which she was then paying off for north chart, okay. She was paying off the debt of that spouse, even after divorce. This is horrible situation. It's like this is a big curse, no? This is a real curse, no? But what I want to show you here, because there are some people who are saying that this is debt, no? But look at this chart, right? 10th Lord is in the 8th, right? 10th Lord is in the 8th. And even in the Dashamsa, let's see the Dashamsa. You see it in the Dashamsa the same, 10th Lord in the 8th. No. But also she was very, this was like big challenge for her to pay off this debt. Very, very nice. There is this guy who destroyed himself by gambling. We have two such guys. We have Forte Chat, right? So he has. I would probably be doing the YouTube videos about that also, so you can you'll be able also to see. So this is the guy who also the gambling is a very interesting thing when it comes to destroying the finances. No, it's like it has something to do with that illusion. No? And there was this lady, but she didn't have a accurate time. And I was reading her biography. I rejected her because she has like time 10 something or 12 something. It was like full hour. So I'm not taking the chart because it may not be super accurate. And the interesting thing was that she lost $60,000 in one session. Can you imagine that? I mean, of course, this is relative to your wealth, right? If you are making, let's say, $60,000 in a month, right? Then it's like you lost your 1 month. But it was big for her. Even for her, it was like wake up call. She on Wikipedia you can read it. It was like wake up call for her. This is risky to drink from that because it is. I can maybe not risk on life. Okay. So chat Forte. This is 5th house, right? About speculation. The Saturn must be there. So Saturn is here on that beautiful Trikona Yoga, right? With the 2nd Lord, Moon. 2nd Lord, 10th Lord in the 5th, and that beautiful Ketu, Saturn, Mars on that 5th house. Now, for me, what is interesting, how Navamsha is confirming that, right? Hi, Sohan Chatirji, nice to have you here. And let's see, and here also the other person, Thomas Claude, he also destroyed himself, and he was like, let's see, American jurist who was judge for 54th District Court of Lansing. In 94, he was stripped of his position after making death threats and racial slurs on his ex-wife. Wow. Several years later, he was charged for taking bribes to reduce sentences. Pleaded guilty, he was served time, blah, 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 blah. He was troubled, but you see, substance abuse and serious gambling debts. Serious gambling debts. No? You see, this is like crypto. No? This is not only Mercury. This is Mercury on amphetamine, right? Because Mercury is like, it's like just greed. But you need to, Mercury is loading those, like Hormozy, Hormozy, this people who are after the money, right? Productive. We need to sales, right? Courses on sales and marketing. So this is all Mercury, right? But crypto and stocks, this is like Mercury on amphetamine. This is like Saturn or Rahu, right? Because it's like in one night you can get so much money, no? And then you are used to that lifestyle, no? And you see now why this is Rahu, no? Because now we are playing with the mind, addiction. We are addicted, no? So we are now going into those mind north chart. North chart, Thomas Claude. Why he was so bad person? Where is his? Let's see his. Where is this biography? Thomas Claude. Is it really so bad? Ah, we don't have him. This is not this guy. This is someone else. Jurist. So he doesn't have Wikipedia. Maybe he was not so. Yeah, but what is so bad about him? Jupiter, Moon, Venus, Sun. Wow. Mars exalted. No, should be good. Jupiter, Moon, Venus exalted in 10th. The Navamsha. How the chart is accurate? It's rating AA, right? It's 128. 128. All right, so we have something to work. We have some work to do. Do we have any guesses about this chart, guys? Do you take Do you take Karaka in the Shamsa, like Sun in 10th, or more like Lordship, like 10th Lord in? Nice question. Yeah, both. Like, for example, you can compare Mercury and Saturn and 6 and 7 for business. If Mercury is strong, then it will push you, but emotionally, no? Caracas will push you emotionally or as a blessing, no? Like if you have very strong Mercury, then you will have all those resources for doing business in life. While 6th house or 7th house is more like directional blessing, I call it, no? Yeah. Let me see the battery. 1 second. Everything looks fine. I think we will call it a day. Let's finish those questions and then we will meet maybe on this Wednesday. I don't know. Hopefully more people will come. And 7 and 6 connection in 5th and 11th axis. That's why. Ah, you mean the chart of this Thomas Claude. 7 and 6 Jupiter. What? 7 and 6 connection to 5th and 11th. I don't see that. Maybe you're talking about something else. His 11th Lord is in 6th. Entire gains going into depths. Are you talking about the chat, maybe, right? Chat? Yeah. 11th Lord in the 6th. Very good. No. It's in the 5th. What are you talking about, guys? Which chart? Deborah. Wow, Deborah was... or you mean Debbie Reynolds? I don't know which chart you're talking about. Gambling 50, yeah. If Moon is Aruda Lagna, Virgo, is it good or bad? And opposite Mercury. Yeah, can be good for art, for medicine, chemistry, journalism. Mercury and Venus in 7 are very opposite, very creative. But it can also torment you a little bit, right? When Rajas is in 7th or 1st, then it can torment your mind. But maybe from the torment, the art is coming, right? Poker players. North version. I think we have North. Moon in Leo gives gamblers. Moon in Leo or Mars exalted in 8 is bad for body. Can you share stories so can guess why combination to C? Yeah, which combination to C? If Mars is exalted in the third house, Capricorn, then it will lead to abortion, brothers and sisters. Yeah, yes, this is right. Mars in third often shows that you will be the last. But you have to confirm with Drekanan, always. Debbie. Yeah, we have Debbie here. Please stick to one chart so we can discuss many possibilities. Okay, guys, I think we will call it a day. It was very nice to have you here. I hope we will meet on Wednesday or maybe on next Wednesday or next Monday, or we will see. It was really a pleasure to have you here. Thanks for coming by. We had a very nice discussion, and I hope to continue with this style in the next, on next Wednesday or Monday. So yeah, we had, it was really nice. Thank you for spending nice evening with me and discussing this beautiful Jyotisha. Have a nice rest of the day, or have a nice night if you are, depending where you are placed on this Buloka.